Okay. I'm really pushing the end of that time window I gave. Hi, guys. What's up? Welcome back to Live with Ava, second ever. Um, yeah, today we're going to do more R Am I the Asshole? Because it's pretty much my favorite thing to do. And so grab yourself a drink, some booze, maybe some tea. I'm doing coffee today out of a tiny cup because I just love cute things. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm just going to jump right into it. If I was going to jump right into it, I probably should have had Reddit open, but you know. Okay. All right. Let's find a good one. Oh, God. Damn. Okay. No, I'm going to skip that one. This first one looks heinous. Oh, am I the asshole for leaving a ski trip while my wife and kid were asleep? Oh, my God. All right. My wife and I have a daughter, Chloe, 4. Chloe has autism and developmental delays. Oh, this better not be a bummer. Dude, come on. Chloe gets very clingy with my wife when she doesn't feel well, and she's basically been sick since Halloween. One thing she does when she doesn't feel well is refuse to sleep without my wife. By the way, you guys, I forgot to mention our freezer fan is broken and it's like humming super loud and you can probably hear it. I'm super sorry about that. There's nothing I can do. I can't unplug the freezer, so it just is what it is. But anyway, so almost every night for the past month and a half, my wife and Chloe have been sleeping in the guest room. The problem is Chloe is a kicker and likes to sprawl out, so my wife doesn't sleep well when she's sleeping next to Chloe. Ugh, I'm a kicker too. To let her get some rest, I've been getting up an hour and a half early every day so I could take Chloe in the mornings. I get her dressed, do her hair, give her breakfast, and drop her off at daycare/play. Drop her off at daycare/play with her on weekends while my wife locks herself in the guest room. This has been exhausting, so when my friends invited me on a ski trip last weekend, leaving for a ski trip. I thought the title said leaving like he was on a ski trip with his family and he just left his family at a ski lodge. Okay. I don't know if that's any better though. Let's see. I obviously wanted to go. I tried to tell my wife about it, but she shut it down immediately. I thought she was being unfair because at least she gets a break in the mornings and when Chloe's at daycare. Do you not get a break when Chloe's at daycare? I don't get a break. Do you stay at daycare with your kid? That's weird. So last weekend, I picked up and left the house before Chloe and my wife woke up. Yes, you're an asshole, but do you literally have to come on here and ask? Is this real life? Oh, Jesus. Packed up and left the house for Chloe and my wife woke up. I sent her a text telling her where I am and when I'll be back. Your wife's not going to be there when you get back, buddy. What kind of brainlet are you? When I got back, there was a note saying Chloe and my wife were staying with my wife's family. Yeah, no shit. And that she hopes the trip was worth it. I do too. Good move, buddy. The only time she's spoken to me is when she texted me pictures of Chloe at a park to let me know she's okay. Jeez. My friends all say she's overreacting. Your friends are as dumb as you are. So I see why you guys are friends. Just a little bit. Okay. A lot of space above my head. Anyway. They say she's overacting and she shouldn't keep my kid from me, but my mom called and cursed me out for leaving my wife and Chloe over the weekend. Am I the asshole? Yes. I can't. You know, the fact that you had to get online and ask makes you like just that much more dumb. For real. cannot believe the first comment is asking for info for how long was the ski trip. I don't really give a shit how long the ski trip was. Stay home and take care of your family. Fucking weirdos. Info. How long was the ski trip? If you were just trying to get a day of skiing in with your friends, that seems pretty reasonable. Not if you have to lie about it. All parents need a break, and a day to yourself is something both of you deserve. But if you snuck out of the house for a weekend or longer, I'd be gone too. Edit to add that I guess OP answered the ski trip was 4 days. This person concluded, you're the asshole. Your poor wife. God, hold on, let me adjust this real quick. Should have done this before I went live. But you know what? Live and learn. So whatever. Okay? Okay. All right. More coffee. I also have a tiny French press because, I mean, hello. Pop it up. 4 days. How obnoxious. Next comment. You're the asshole. You've been getting a break every damn night, dude. Yes. Like, okay. I'm a kicker. I honestly, like, my husband and I need 2 beds because I'm a kicker and I used to do MMA and he just kind of gets the snot beat out of him every night. It's really a huge problem, actually. So this mom is not sleeping. Like, and the fact that he claims that he drops her off at daycare and then you basically just get her ready in the morning and then drop her off at daycare. I don't know what planet you're living on where you don't get a break. That's just freaking stupid. And then you get to sleep all night while your wife gets karate chopped in the neck. Your wife is the one getting no sleep all night, except for the couple of hours you think is exhausting, aka the time that he spends getting his daughter ready in the morning so that his wife can sleep in. Your wife is a stay-at-home mom with no other... that's a question. Your wife is a stay-at-home mom with no other children? You imply that, but we obviously aren't getting the whole story here. You took a fun weekend ski trip with your friends with absolutely no regard for your sick child or for your wife. Yeah, that just kind of compounds on it that the child not only is special needs, which can be hard to deal with, but she's also sick on top of that. Like, the audacity, dude. When does she get to have a getaway with friends? Never? Was the cost of this trip gifted to you? No. Then you took money out of the family budget and squandered it on yourself. Yeah, that's a good point. This person keeps pointing out more stuff I didn't even consider. If your wife is smart, she's already seen a lawyer to dump your selfish ass. Amen. I'm actually going to go ahead and read a third one. I normally only do the top 2, but I kind of want to see people lay into this guy, so... Third comment quotes OP, says, I don't get a break. Your break is the 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep you get at night. Her break is the 1.5 hours of sleep she gets in the morning. You want to trade? You made a unilateral decision to abandon your wife for the weekend with your sick kid. You're the asshole. Yes. 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 Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. You never get a break. You get a full night's sleep without a child waking you up every other hour. A break from your child while she's at daycare and you're at work. Your wife gets a night full of a sick child kicking and pushing on her. A child that is dependent on her care and latches onto her. You said so yourself, she clings to your wife. I mean, probably because her dad's an asshole. I'll probably cling to the wife too. And a day full of housework and other stressors. She is also the one to pick up your daughter from daycare. At least that's what I'm assuming since you say you only drop her off. As far as I can tell, you barely do anything to help your wife take care of your child, but you think getting up a little early in the morning so your wife can get a little bit of sleep to catch up on what she's lost is pulling your own weight. When it's the bare minimum. We all know the bare minimum. We've done... Anyway, on to the part where you communicated with your wife about plans for the weekend and she shut you down for good reason. You have a child to take care of and she needs your help balancing them. But instead of listening to your wife and possibly coming to a compromise, you decide to have the absolute right to go over her head and behind her back to abandon your family for the weekend. I mean, yeah, you literally just, that's like saying, like, I went to the store 20 years ago and never came back. Am I an asshole? Like, I mean, yes, you abandon your family. What do you mean, are you an asshole? I hope they abandon you back. Yeah, she's divorcing him. You've shown they aren't a priority to you when it comes to self-sacrifice, and your friends suck. Like, your friends tell you that your wife's overreacting because you just picked up and abandoned her and your sick special needs child to go on a ski trip with them. I can't even imagine. Like, I cannot imagine being with a person like that. In the worst relationships I've had, that would never happen. I'm floored. You'd rather have your own comfort than to help. Yeah, amen. Yeah, go ahead and comment, but if anybody thinks that guy's not the asshole, you're just wrong. Next story. Let me find a good one. Hold on. This one might be good. Am I the asshole for asking my daughter to uphold her end of the deal? Honestly, I don't even feel that this situation needs to be on Reddit, but my daughter, husband, and many of my family members are calling me an asshole, and I'm really not sure anymore. I don't know. Sounds like your daughter made a deal and backed out on it. But let's see what the deal was, because maybe the deal was just totally unreasonable. For context, 4 years ago, when my daughter was 12, she desperately wanted a pool. Okay. She said that all of her friends had pools. Okay. And she was the only one who didn't have a pool? You mean like a kiddie pool, right? Because I hope you're not about to install a whole ass pool for a 12-year-old. Anyway, plus she loved swimming. I mean, who doesn't? She insisted that she would use it daily in the summer. Okay. My I'm just kidding. I can't get past the first paragraph of some of these. My husband and I could afford one, but as I'm sure some of you know, pools are very expensive. Yeah, no shit. And neither of us really like swimming, so we wanted my daughter to understand the cost she was asking for. We made an agreement that we would install a pool, but once she was old enough to start working, she would pay us back for half of it. She quickly agreed. I mean, dude, she's 12. Like, I want an outlandish, like, as soon as she can start working, she can start working, like, bare minimum 15. And, like, honestly, no one's going to hire you when you're 15, let's be honest. Like, I had trouble securing a job until I was 17 years old. So, like, you can, I think, legally start working at 15, maybe possibly 14. No one's hiring at that. 16 is, like, the bare minimum of what I've seen for people to start hiring. And that's when you can start applying. So, like, this chick's probably going to be 16 and a half, reaching 17 before she can get a job. So what kind of parent is dumb enough to be like, oh, my 12-year-old asked for, I can't even imagine how much it is to install a pool. I'm going to guess, I don't know, $20,000. I'll just throw something out there. You genuinely think after 5 years your kid going to get a job and pay you $10,000? Are you out of your mind? I mean, yeah, you are. Like, I don't necessarily think you're an asshole. I just think you're out of your mind. She quickly agreed. Well, flash forward to now. She's 16 and just got her first job. You sweet summer child. And now she wants to save up for a prom dress she really likes. Of course she does, lady. What are you smoking? I reminded her of our agreement about the pool, and she no longer wants to uphold her end of the agreement. I insisted, threatening to take away phone and car privileges if she doesn't pay her father and I back. This is hilarious. Now she won't speak to me. My husband is agreeing with her, saying that we can't have honestly expected a 12-year-old to keep her end of the agreement. I mean, yeah, like, you should not have made that kind of agreement with the 12-year-old, especially for something that's not going to happen for 5 years. A 12-year-old wants a pool. Oh, sure, we'll get it for you if you pay us back in 5 years. A 12-year-old doesn't even, like, trying to conceptualize that. There's, oh, yeah, I want a pool. Yeah, whatever. I'll agree to whatever. Like, that's really on you. So, like, I don't necessarily think you're an asshole, but you're hella stupid. For me, this isn't even about money. Of course it's not. You asked a 12-year-old to pay you back. Bro, it's about teaching my young daughter the right morals to live life with. I don't want her to think she can just go around making deals for her benefit and not upholding them. Am I the asshole? I'm super interested to see what the comments say because, like, you're correct. She didn't uphold her end of the deal, but it was an idiotic deal. Like, I don't know what they're gonna say. Okay, it looks like I'm gonna be agreed with. So, you got in a verbal agreement with a 12-year-old for thousands of dollars and are now trying to enforce it. Seriously? 4 years later? The right morals to live with are that 12-year-olds cannot legally enter contract. That's actually a good point. Not gonna lie. Like, if this was like, you don't make a deal. If you're gonna make a deal with a 12-year-old to pay for half of something, like doing tours around the house and we'll give you money and you're gonna pay for half of something, maybe like a freaking Build-A-Bear, not a goddamn swimming pool. Fucking the right morals to live by blah blah, can't legally enter a contract. That's the moral. You're the asshole and just very, very misguided. This person misspelled stupid as hell. Next comment. You made a deal with a, all caps, 12-year-old for thousands of dollars? Of course you're the asshole. As a parent of 4, as a person with a brain, there are plenty of ways to teach your children morals that don't involve forcing a child to pay for a pool in an agreement she made when she was in 5th or 6th grade. Thank you. Okay, I feel validated. Side question. If you expect her to pay for half of the pool, will she get a cut of the real estate if you ever sell the house? Yeah, absolutely. Good friggin' point. Having a pool increases the price of a house in real estate. So if she owns half of the pool, she's entitled to part of that profit. In other words, you've already seen a return. Yeah, good points in here I didn't even think about. Yeah, that totally raises your property value. I can't even wrap my head around, like, a 12-year-old. Like, I have a niece that just turned 10 years old today. I swear she still looks 4 to me. Like, a 12-year-old? You're a friggin' 12-year-old? Like, oh yeah, hoodie. Like, 12-year-olds don't think about what they're going to do in 5 minutes, much less 4 years. Like, this is either a joke or you're a joke. Next comment. You're the asshole who on earth would make this kind of a deal with a 12-year-old, also who would do this to a 16-year-old. Dumb idea to ever think this was a good thing to do. Yeah, and especially if you're trying to teach your kid good life lessons or whatever, don't buy them a pool. Buy a pool because you just want to add a pool to your property, but waiting until your child's 16 and gets her first job and wants to save up for 16-year-old things, and you're like, oh wait, you entered into debt when you were 12 for thousands of dollars. I'm sorry. No. You're the asshole. You're super dumb. You need Jesus. And you need to apologize to everybody. They do.
My brother in Christ.
The freaking Holy Spirit needs to come down and slap your face, man.
Now I gotta ask, what is it?
Bought a 12-year-old a pool and told her she would pay them back when she's 16.
Like a kiddie pool?
Did you see? That's what I was. No, like, installed
like a dead ass pool.
An in-ground pool. Like, install the pool. And then we're like, okay, we'll install this pool for you, girl in 6th or 7th grade. But whenever you turn 16 and get your first job, you have to pay us back for half.
Pay us back half of like $20,000.
That's what I said. I was like, that's gonna be like $10,000. Like,
that's gonna take her.
What?
if she works full-time at a minimum wage job, like as a hostess at Denny's or something, it's going to take her like 4 years to pay
Seriously,
off.
I was gonna say I don't even know if you would make that in a year. Actually, now I kind of want to figure it out. Let's see. I'm assuming 10,000. Like I have any idea what an in-ground pool costs, but
I think it was
10,000.
like upper teens last I checked, but that was years ago.
Probably. I'll just give it the benefit of the doubt that it's 20,000, maybe. Adeline and Eli, you're here! Yay! I love you guys. Okay, 10,000. So I'll get you guys caught up real quick. Parents decided they were going to buy their 12-year-old a pool with the agreement that she was going to pay them back when she was 16. Like, that's a freaking good idea. And now we're just assuming, well, she was going to pay him back half, okay? So we just came up with an arbitrary number of $10,000 for this girl to pay off, and we're trying to calculate how much it would take her to pay off if she makes minimum wage at her 16-year-old job. $10,000 divided by 7.25. 1,379 hours. Go. What's that in days?
I don't know, just a 24. You have a calculator.
57 days if you're working 24 hours a day.
Well, then divide that by 8.
Would it be?
No,
I don't.
Because you.
I wanted to do that, but I'm like, I'm gonna look super stupid because I don't actually know what I'm have to do.
We'd have to redo some shit. So
yeah, whatever.
Straight days.
57 straight days of working.
Oh, multiply by 24, divide by 40.
Times 24 divided by 40.
How many weeks? That's how many work
That's how many
weeks.
Work weeks?
Yeah.
So that would be 34 work weeks. So it's not quite a year.
Straight year
but
of all your paychecks.
You have to also
without tax
yeah,
or gas
well,
or anything.
I don't know, to be fair, do they take out tax from 16-year-olds paychecks?
Absolutely.
It's not until I thought it was until you were 18.
I mean, they took that shit out of my paycheck, unless it's just
dude.
Texas being assholes.
Whatever. The point is, it's completely outlandish. Yeah, Eli said, yeah, about a year and not paying anything, including, I completely ridiculous.
Yeah, good luck telling a 16-year-old to have a full-time job and not be paid for a year.
Right? Okay. You guys are in time for the next story. Let me find one. Hold on, I exited out of Am I the Asshole? 1 second. And like that's when you should be saving up to move out. Like especially nowadays, like friend to pay rent now, like she's gonna have to save up until she turns 20 to move out of that house. So anyway, I don't want to read this one because I feel like it's gonna be a bummer because it's kind of a serious topic, but also like I read the title and I can't look away now. So here we go. Am I the asshole for telling my girl, not even my girlfriend, a girl, that she had to move out if she was keeping her baby?
No.
I'm so, shut up. I'm so sorry. My 45 male daughter, wait, my girl. Oh, he's talking about his daughter. Oh, gross, dude. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even reading the rest of that. Yes, you're the asshole. I don't even want to read this story. That's freaking gross. Shut up. So most of these are so lame. Okay. Am I the asshole for leaving my 9-year-old half-brother home alone? Hi. So I, 19 female, live with my dad, stepmom, and my half-brother, 9 male. For weeks, it was planned that this past Friday night, my dad and stepmom were going to her parents' 40th wedding anniversary at some fancy-ass restaurant. Me and my brother weren't invited because we're not adults. I mean, you are an adult, but okay. Since I didn't get an invitation and didn't want to be stuck at home with just my brother, I decided to make plans myself. And me and my boyfriend were going to go on a date. My dad and stepmom wanted me to babysit my brother, but they've never paid me for babysitting him ever. And he's pretty hyperactive. So no thanks. I say that with a lot of attitude, but like she's completely right. You shouldn't have to babysit for free. After complaining for a bit, they hired a babysitter for him, as they should. He's not okay. Anyway, so how old is the girl again, Eli? She is 19. So definitely an adult. I'm sorry. Has the rights to make plans to go out with her boyfriend. Hold on. Is 9 too young to stay home? I think even like the legal age to stay home alone is like 11. Last time I checked, but that was also in like the 90s. So I don't know. Maybe 9's more acceptable now. Maybe it's less acceptable. I don't freaking know. I don't have kids. Depends on maturity. Yeah, I would kind of agree with that. I don't know what it is like technically legally, but maybe if he has a cell phone, I don't know. Somebody who's a parent, maybe chime in. So Friday comes around and I'm doing my hair and makeup and all that, getting ready for the date. My dad and stepmom had already left for the dinner. While I was getting ready, I got a call from my stepmom in the car on the way to the restaurant saying that the babysitter canceled and that I would have to stay home and watch him. No. Okay? No. You don't. First of all, like, this really is just like your half brother, which I'm not like saying that he should be any less important than an actual brother, but all I'm saying is this chick is 19, so she's 10 years old when her dad gets with this chick, has another baby, like, and then you're just expected to be this woman's default babysitter from now on? No, I'm sorry. Like, I will say this time and time again. You're not responsible for other people's kids. I don't care if that's your own parents. I don't care if that's your step parents. I don't care who it is. You're not responsible for other people's kids. Answer. Texas law doesn't say what age is old enough for a child to stay at home alone. So it probably honestly is probably kind of a up in the air thing. Hey, Dahlia, that's really cool that you're eating your butt on the stream. My dogs are weird. Okay. But yes, it probably does come down to maturity. And I mean, if it's a problem, it'll be a problem and we'll have to deal with that. So, blah, 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 blah. Shoot, I always lose my place. Babysitter, I'd have to stay home and watch him. I told her I was sorry, but I had plans I didn't want to cancel. Valid, you're an adult. She said it was too late to call anyone and I had to stay. No, you have to turn around and come home because it's your child. I said I can't and that I'd be at home for another 40-ish minutes, which would be enough time for them to come back home. Yeah. And they have to be back then to watch him. She just hung up. Okay. I mean, it's kind of just child abandonment at this point. Well, I finished getting ready and even waited another 15 minutes and they weren't back yet. I texted them I was leaving and left my brother home alone. We live in a nice neighborhood and I'm pretty sure I stayed home alone when I was 10, so I was sure it'd be fine. And the brother probably has a cell phone too. Like, if you're in a nice neighborhood, you probably have a security system. Like, and again, this is the mom's fault, so I don't know what to say to her. This chick's not an asshole. Anyways, long story short, when I came back home, they were already home, and my stepmom was pissed, with 3 Ds, pissed that I left my brother home alone. She called me irresponsible and said I didn't care about family, etc. No, you're irresponsible. You had a child. You lost your child care for whatever reason because you have a flaky babysitter. That's not your adult stepchild's problem. I'm sorry. No. Blah, blah, pissed, said I was irresponsible. She also told me I'd have to pay for this vase my brother broke. No thanks. I feel this is unreasonable since I gave them a warning I was leaving and they had the opportunity to come back. But I don't know. Am I the asshole? No, you're not. Add on. Oh, and just in case people are wondering if I paid rent or whatever, my grandmother gifted the house to my mom and dad as a wedding gift. When my mom left my dad, she gave him the house under the condition I could live there up until I finished grad school if I wanted to. So it is essentially your house. And even if I don't care if it's not your house and you aren't paying rent. You're not responsible for someone's 9-year-old child. Sue me. And not the asshole you told him you wouldn't watch him. When the babysitter canceled, ultimately it's their responsibility to come home, not you. They are the parents. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, comments. Eli says, yeah, no, not the a-hole. She's an adult. She has the right to leave. Absolutely. And I'll say that for every single story on here. They pop up all the time with someone being like, oh, this person, whatever, step parent, whoever they are, told me that I need to babysit their kid or I need to do something for their kid. It's like, no, I don't have a kid if you don't plan on taking care of it for the next 18 years. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. Okay, that was number 1. Oh, shoot. Oh, hold on. Okay, this person's kind of being weird. Going to go against the grain. You didn't technically leave the 9-year-old at home. They did. They took a bad bet and it failed. They should have come home instead of trying to strong arm you into it. You gave them several warnings and waited and waited and waited. Oh, and they never hired a babysitter. You were lied to. I absolutely agree with that. Not the asshole, but you do suck a little bit when you were in between a rock and a hard place. You just didn't make the best call. Completely disagree. Again, that the parents like basically abandoned the child. I'm not, no, like, but the first part of that comment, spot on. Adelaide says you made them want coffee. Good. You should want coffee all the time. Although it is decaf, unfortunately, because it's so late. But this is my pretend coffee. So this is my virgin coffee. Out of my tiny coffee cup. I guess it's technically an espresso cup, but now it's a tiny coffee cup. Okay, I'm gonna do one more comment on this one. What's wrong with people? I would say everyone sucks here. He's a 9-year-old child and he shouldn't be left alone. Yeah, maybe you should talk to his parents about that. But anyone else think that there was no babysitter to begin with and the stepmom planned this to try and get them to stay at home and babysit? Okay, this person voted everyone sucks here, but that doesn't make everyone suck here. The OP doesn't suck at all. Anyway, I swear like my voice starts going out after like the second story every time. Oh, hold on. Am I the asshole for saying bring your own shit if you don't like it at my party? No. So I've started only buying cheap beer. Somebody's expecting you to provide alcohol, BYOB every single time. So I've started only buying cheap beer when we have parties at my house because my boyfriend has some friends who never bring their own booze. I'm totally fine with hosting and having stuff for everyone. But there's been several times where the people who come drink literally everything we have and not bringing any of their own to share with everyone else. Last night, I bought a 30 rack of hams, that must be some kind of generic beer, for $14, and a bunch of people were like, this is disgusting. Wow. This is so gross. Oh my God, then stop drinking it. And I got tired of them complaining and said, you can bring your own shit. If you don't like it, stop complaining. My boyfriend said that I was being crazy and should have just let the situation go. Am I the asshole for this? No, I'm not even going to bother reading the comments. That's completely asinine. Like, what? Moving on to the next story. That's stupid. Okay, let's vote for the next one. Am I the asshole for preventing my sister from being scammed by this guy online by telling on her to bro and mom? That's 1. Or 2, am I the asshole for telling my wife ahead of time that if she confronted my mom over something I viewed as stupid, I would not defend her from the fallout? So 1 for the first one, 2 for the second one. My vote's kind of on 2. I'm a little bit interested in 2. 2 it is. Okay. I recently got married to the love of my life, Callie. She has issues with my mom, and I've always supported her as my mom is difficult. AKA an asshole. My mom knows I won't let her be bitchy to Callie, and I hope Callie knows I have her back. The day of the wedding, my mom was radio silent. I could tell she was getting more and more agitated just because she didn't look good and was starting to get pale and shaky. Finally, her brother came and said I needed to talk to my mom. She was going to pass out. I went to deal with it, and she was so upset because she really didn't want to do the mother-son dance. Okay. She had a hard time even communicating this and was just squeezing the shit out of her brother's hand and like, I can't. Okay. She's gonna swoon, everybody. I finally got it out of her and said it was no big deal. I just casually let the DJ know, and they took the song out of the lineup. It wasn't even something I cared about. We were just doing it for tradition's sake, and my mom doesn't like to be touched, so really, it is fine. Okay, where's the problem coming in? I explained to Callie, and she seemed okay with it. During the reception, my mom danced for hours with my boss. This is taking all twists and turns. What's happening? My boss is an attention whore and was also drunk, so super attention-seeking dancing. throwing her, spinning her, etc. So 1 second she's about to faint, and next second she's doing the freaking nutcracker with your boss. Callie was clearly pissed. She made a comment about how, look who can clearly dance, and I asked her to let it go. Why do you care if your husband danced with his mom? That's really freaking weird. Throwing it back for a real one, mother. maybe your boss is hot, like maybe your mom's just trying not to go home alone after your wedding, okay? We are back from our honeymoon and had to see my mom for a holiday thing. Callie is big on talking out every feeling you have and wants to have a conversation with my mom about her behavior. There's nothing about the behavior. Like your mom, again, it's kind of like last week, like nobody has to dance with somebody ever if you don't want to dance with somebody. Like if she wanted to twerk on your boss, but she didn't want to ballroom dance with you, I'm sorry. That's just her thing. That is her choice. She says it was an intentional snub and needs to be addressed. Okay, but it wasn't a snub toward you. Like, you don't need to address that your mother-in-law dissed your husband. Like, that's, if he doesn't have a problem with it, then neither should you. But in this situation, I won't back her. Oh, I told her I'm not going to control her, but in this situation, I won't back her as I asked her not to bring it up. Well, she did, and my mom called her an idiot. My mom called her an idiot. She got a nasty tone and said that man she was dancing with wasn't her son, so it is completely irrelevant, and she didn't want to touch her kid like that. That's a little weird. How did she think the mother-son dance was gonna go? I don't want to know. Callie did hold her own and clap back, but when we were alone, told me she was extremely hurt that I let my mom call her an idiot. Well, don't be an idiot next time. I reminded her of what I said going into it, but she said I failed in that situation and I need to back her even if I don't agree with her. No. Nobody needs to back you if they don't agree with you. Just no. Comments, it kind of sounds like the mom was having stage fright anxiety about it, which is valid. I give that. I bet I agree too. Like, because with a mother-son dance, everyone's gonna be watching with you, but when she's just throwing it back for your boss, she's just throwing it back for your boss. Like, it's not the same thing as having a dance in front of everybody. So, yeah, no, not the asshole. Top comment. Callie needs to learn to back off. It wasn't it if it was an intentional snub, it was directed at you, not her. So she needed to let you take the lead on how to address it. I think you should back up your spouse in general, but when your spouse is the asshole, they gave. I think they meant to say have here. They have to take their lumps on their own. I'm resisting the urge to make a lumps joke about your mom and your boss. Next comment. Not the asshole, and you do not have to back your wife if you don't agree with her. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. And like, I would never, if my husband thinks that I'm wrong, I expect him to tell me that he thinks that I'm wrong. I don't want to be lied to and just backed just for the sake of, because he's my husband. I don't think that's appropriate at all. Pick your battles, Callie. Yeah, I totally agree. For whatever reason, your mom wasn't comfortable dancing with you. You were okay with that and moved on. Your wife wants to make a big deal out of a nothing burger, and she expects you to co-sign her crazy. No, you're not the asshole. That is kind of hilarious that his mom called her an idiot, though. I love that so much. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Okay. Hold on. Am I the asshole for getting pissed off? My parents want me to put my dog outside during a Christmas visit. No, my dog's sitting on your lap if you come over to my house, or no deal. I, 22 female, have a big cane Corso, 130 pounds. Jeez. Last year, I left him with some trusted friends to visit my family for 2 days. I hated it and asked my parents to let me visit with him the next year. They agreed. Okay, is this dog out of control, though? Because, like, I mean, at their house, I get it. Not at your house, though. Like, if they want to come over to your house, you follow their rules. Or they follow your rules. Sorry. Yesterday, however... Oh, they got a dog over the summer, and I thought nothing of it. Yesterday, however, I got a call from my stepmom saying that their little 15-pound mix has bitten 3 people, and of course it has, and is extremely and irrationally dog aggressive. I don't know why they had to call it dog aggressive. I think it's just aggressive. They never socialized her or took her to a trainer because she is tiny and harmless. So that's their excuse. That's why most little dogs are little shits, because people are like, well, they're tiny and harmless. Like, no, they have teeth. Okay. I said I can take my crate and keep Dude, the dog's name is Dude, there, or have them switch out with their dog. But she said that she needs Dude to be outside. Ooh, okay. I thought you were talking about at your own house. This is at their house. That is kind of a little bit different. No, our dog is mean to other dogs, but we don't think she's harmless. Yeah, exactly. Like, my dog she's never bitten anybody, but she does bark like crazy. And I don't claim that that's okay ever. I got pissed off and said no. You're kind of losing this battle when it's not your house. The yard is well fenced in, and there is a small shed with heating there, but I am not a fan. It's 5 days of him in the cold. I mean, okay, you just said there was a heater. Alone and outside. He is a house dog. He's never been and never will be an outside dog. There are no pet hotels or friends to turn to so close to Christmas. I tried making compromises, like keeping Dude in one room and just taking him out for walks, but she is refusing. She says it will upset their dog too much. I feel like this is something you should have planned for before now. I mean, it's not like they didn't know they were getting a dog. I'd understand if it was summer and all. That would be worse, because what did you say? What kind of dog did you say? A cane Corso? Aren't they super furry? I think summer would be terrible. Everyone is mad at me now. I finally told blah blah. I finally told her that if there is no way we can have Dude somewhere in the house, I can't go. Everyone is mad at me now, and my sister and cousin texted me saying I am being overly dramatic. Dude is a protection breed, and a lot of them are actually kept in the yard as guardians. I understand that, but mine was never meant to be a backyard dog. I'd understand if it was summer and all, but I can't put him out in the dead of winter. With temperatures below freezing, am I the asshole for saying I won't go and causing a scene? This one's kind of hard for me, actually, because, like, I would never go somewhere where my dogs weren't allowed inside, but at the same time, it's kind of going to be a hazard. So we got an opinion here. This person sounds like the a-hole for sure. It's not their house, and what's the difference from the 130-pound dog being locked in a room versus outside? They are not obligated to accommodate your dog. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that, because, like, especially whenever there's another dog in the mix, and, like, your dog is big and fluffy, I would imagine that it would probably enjoy being outside. And you also said there's a heated shed. So, like, even if it doesn't, it's got a heater. Like, yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward this person's the asshole. Oh, top comment says, she's not the asshole. She's tiny and harmless, and yet she bites people, and they want to have a house full of other people around her. That's just a disaster waiting to happen. They never said that dog was going to be locked up, though. Like, I think this has more to do with OP's dog and the fact that she thinks that somebody else's house should be accommodating her dog. Next comment. Not the asshole. Oh, man. You offered several options. You made several demands, because there's not an option when it's somebody else's house. Like, you offered several options. They clearly have never boarded a dog if they think you can find a facility now. They don't think you can find a facility, but they have given you other options. Like, I know, I'm sorry. I think this person's kind of the asshole. Like, it's your responsibility to find accommodation for your dog, or as much as I feel conflicted in saying this, because my dogs are my literal children, like, he's huge and fluffy. I think he'll be fine outside, especially when he has a heated space to go to. Like, I mean, I just love how this person's like, you offered several options. Like, don't give me an ultimatum when you're coming to my house. That's just not appropriate. How was finding the facility the host's responsibility? Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, freaking that. Yeah. No, that person's an asshole. Blah blah blah. Let me find another one. Hold on. Oh, that's not good. Would I be the asshole? This person's about to break the law. Let me just forewarn you. Would I be the asshole if I changed the lock without telling my landlord? Yeah, that is illegal. I, 25 female, recently moved into a house share with 4 other guys. All fine and dandy, but our landlord keeps dropping in unannounced and letting himself into the house. Okay, that's when you have a secondary deadbolt, which is actually also the law. So no, you cannot change the locks on your landlord's house, but you actually legally have to have a way to lock the door without somebody being able to access it. So yeah, everybody sucks here. Our contract states he should give at least a 24-hour warning. But when I brought this up to him, he said he was in the area and took the opportunity to check on the house. Not acceptable. He also said that none of the men in the house were complaining, doesn't matter, as if I was blowing it out of proportion. The last time he was here, he let himself into my room. Yeah, you can absolutely put a lock on your own door, though. Like, inside doors, I think that's kind of free game. And also, like, call the police, because I think at that point that's kind of breaking and entering, but whatever. Or maybe just unlawful entering, I don't know. Maybe he didn't break anything, so. Anyway, I'm going down a rabbit trail. And he let himself into my room while I was at work and moved some furniture and items around. I could tell that one of my drawers had also been opened. Holy crap. I asked him to please not come into my room while I was out again. How do you know it was him and not one of your roommates? Okay. And he said it was his house. Oh, because he admitted to it. Okay. He said it was his house and he had every right to inspect it. Absolutely not true. Just no. I find it so intrusive, and I don't want him coming into my room without my permission. As far as I know, nothing is missing, and I never leave any precious jewelry in my room. But like, you should be able to, though. I mean, like, where else can you leave your valuables besides in your freaking house? Like, what? I join my room, but I still don't like that he can just let himself in whenever. One of my friends suggested changing the lock to my room. Oh, so there is a lock on her room. Okay, that's really creepy. If your landlord shouldn't have a key to your personal bedroom, like, multiple times if necessary without telling the landlord. So I was thinking of doing that. Okay, yeah, if it's not the front door, I don't see a problem with them putting a lock on her door. But like, I would be suing. Like, that's completely unacceptable. I'd obviously put back the original lock before moving out. I can't afford to move until February, so that's not an option at the moment. But I'll be out of here as soon as I can. And yeah. Would I be the asshole if I did that? Edit for clarity. The lock in question is to my personal room, not the whole house. Okay, yeah, that changes the whole thing for me because I don't think there's like actually any law stipulating that. Put a lock on. Yeah, you can put a lock on the bedroom door for sure. Absolutely. They should put a lock on the bedroom door and get a little babysitter camera or something. Yeah, like a little nanny cam or something like that for proof. Yeah. I mean, you can absolutely sue for him coming into your space like that. Like, not only does he have to give you 24-hour warning, I'm pretty sure that's by law too, but it doesn't matter. It's in your lease, so it's like de facto law at that point. He can't just go anywhere he wants. Like, you have to give permission for him to do that. And especially opening your drawers, like, your dresser is not part of his house. I don't know where the hell he gets off going into your dresser. Not the asshole. Okay, top comment. Not the asshole for wanting to change your locks, but please don't listen to the previous posters. Get a nanny cam and get proof he is violating the lease agreement. Then sue him. If you change the locks, you can bet that's what he would do. No, not in your own room. I completely disagree. You can change the locks on your own room, just not the house. And get a deadbolt, for God's sake. Like, he can't just come in the house. I mean, when you're there, I guess you can't. When you're not there, you can't do anything about it because, like, you can't lock a deadbolt from the outside. But you literally have to have a secondary lock that makes it impossible for anybody else to get in. This person votes, you would not be the asshole. You need a new lock and a security camera. Also, it might be wise to sweep your room to make sure there isn't a camera already placed in there without your knowledge. I didn't even think about that. That's super creepy. Oh my gosh, OP. I hadn't thought of that. Checking my room for cameras. That's terrifying to think about. Thank you so much for making this point. Oh my God. Someone posts a link on how to detect hidden cameras. Oh, that's so creepy. Oh, that's so creepy. You guys. Oh my God. Now I'm scared. Okay. One last comment and then we're moving away from this. This is more of a legal question than am I the asshole question. Yeah, your landlord cannot enter your personal space that you rent from him without your permission. Yes. If you have a lease, and especially not without you there, like, he has to have your permission, and then you can also stipulate, like, you can't do that unless I'm on site. And the going through your drawers thing is just a whole other level. What's scary is there are hidden cameras that are the size of the tip of a pin. You can put them anywhere. I'm already terrified for this person. Like, I kind of hope this isn't real because, like, you can never tell online if a story's real or not. But, like, at the same time, I'm like, I hope it's not real because of how scary it is. But also, that's not the most exciting story for somebody to make up. So I'm leaning on the side that it's probably real. And I'm terrified. I'm so glad I'm not the one in this situation. Call a lawyer immediately because a landlord that does this kind of crap is likely to do other much more unsavory and illegal things to his renters. Yeah. And definitely get your own camera. Okay, moving on. I didn't even warn anybody. Moving on. That one looks stupid. Okay, this one's gonna be funny. Am I the asshole for telling my nephew he can't be a bean when he grows up? Yes, he can. You can be whatever you want. Your worst aunt. My nephew is 4, I believe. Come on, dude. Crushing his dreams, and you can't bother to learn his age. And I was visiting my bro and his wife yesterday. I asked the kid what does he want to be when he grows up, because that's something you ask kids, I guess. I am not good with kids, really. We all noticed. I am not disliking them or some kind of cultist. Hold on. I need to back up on this real quick. I am not disliking them or some kind of cultist like the wing bags in Our Child Free. I've never heard the term wing bag ever. I just don't really know how to interact with them. So I figure I'll ask this kid what he wants to be when he grows up and pretend to think that it's interesting and see what happens. So I asked this kid, and he claims he wants to be a bean. Like pinto, black, or what kind of bean? Great White Northern? I'm like, dude, I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't swear at him, but I was thinking it. Dude, he's 4. I'm like, what the fuck? So I ask him, what do you mean? A bean? And he's basically like, yeah, he wants to be a bean. Literally a bean. I ask my bro, and he's like, the kid likes beans. Baked beans? Now, I'm all for imagination. I'm all for imagination, but like, we gotta draw the line somewhere, okay? But it seems this kid really believed he would somehow become a bean. He's 4. He's like barely not a toddler anymore. Get a grip. He's not gonna grow up the rest of his life and be like, well, because that one time Uncle OP didn't tell me I couldn't be a bean. I just never let go of that. Now I'm a 40-year-old bean. Just a freaking bean. Do you want to be a can of beans or just like one singular dried bean? See, you what? At least pretend like it's interesting. Ask him leading follow-up questions, okay? I asked him what he'd do if he became a bean, and he said, bean things. Whatever that means. I felt it was not realistic for him to go around thinking he can become a bean. Oh my god, this dude. I mean, pretend time is fine and dandy, but to really think it, very dangerous. He is 4. He's 4. He's 4. He doesn't genuinely think that he can be a bean. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So I told him, look, kid. It's all serious. Look, kid. I have to tell you, it's cool to like beans. But it is just not possible for humans to turn into beans. This is the most important conversation this guy's ever had with somebody. You will never be a bean. This kid started to cry, which astonished me. I tried to say, hey, maybe you could be a bean farmer or a bean chef. What is a bean chef? Yeah, I went to culinary school, but like I exclusively cook beans. Yeah, just beans. That's all. It's just beans. A bean chef or something. I know a bean chef isn't real. Oh, really? Really? Do you know that? Are you sure? But at least it is plausible to cook with beans. But he wasn't hearing it because he's 4. I figured, well, the Band-Aid was ripped off as needed and he'll get over it. Did you also tell him Santa wasn't real? Like, Are you stupid? This 4-year-old really needs a dose of reality. Listen, kid. You can't be a bean, okay? Maybe a green bean? Maybe. Hopefully not a lima bean. Those are disgusting. Anyway, now look. I felt bad the kid cried. I never expected such a thing would happen. But I don't feel bad. He knows the truth. He can't become a bean. We're all so glad that you got over that hurdle with him. Now he's going to be way better off now in life. Oh shoot. Was it oh shoot, I lost my place. Hold on. The bandit was ripped off and he'll get over it. Well, I was astounded to find my bro and his wife, my sister-in-law, I suppose. No, not you suppose. It literally is your sister-in-law. What? Who are you? Like, you're just so disconnected from everything. Were very furious at me. Not just annoyed, but actually angry. How dare I? He is just a kid. All kinds of stuff. They asked me to leave, and my bro has been blowing up my phone, demanding to apologize. That might be a little excessive, but also, like, don't tell a 4-year-old they can't be a bean. Like, if a freaking kid comes to you, when you ask a kid what they want to be when they grow up, they're probably going to say, like, a dinosaur or something. Like, just, oh, okay, wow, cool, buddy, reach for the star. Like, he's not going to turn 18 and be like, time to pursue my bean career. Dude, you may not be good with kids, but, like, you don't have to be stupid. I think I was in the right to be truthful, but my bro and his wife are still very angry at me. And now I have other family members dissing. Hold on. Now I have other family members. Can't even say it. Now I have other family members dissing on my ass too. This person. So I thought I'd see what Reddit says. Yeah, you're the asshole. Yes. Top comment. Let him be a bean, yo. Couple of my best friends are beans. What the fuck's your problem? Next comment. You're the asshole. When my son was 4, he wanted to be a rhinoceros with a purse. He carried a pink purse around and thought it was hilarious to clutch it with both hands while he charged at things with his head down. That's fantastic. I don't even know where this came from. We had to explain to him that he couldn't charge at people unless he had their permission, and he could only charge into the couch at home. It lasted a couple of months, and then he got over it. He doesn't even remember it now. 4-year-olds are weird, man. Don't ruin it. It's normal. Yeah, again, like, are you going to go ahead and just tell him Santa Claus isn't real? Like, the kid wants to be a bean. Just say that's cool and move on. This has nothing to do with you not being good with kids. It just has to do with you not being good at being a person. This person quotes OP. Dangerous thinking? Dude, he wants to be a bean. It's not a WWE star where he's pile driving his friends into glass furniture. He wants to do bean things. Like, dude, come on. You're the asshole and a very uncool uncle. Yeah, I would find it very cool if a kid told me they wanted to be a bean, and I would encourage the crap out of that, because again, no one's gonna continue wanting to be a bean. Like, what, a freaking bean? A bean? Okay, I can't get over this. I can't. We're gonna do one more because we're at an hour. That kid can be a bean though. Everybody agree? Kids can be beans. I don't care what anybody says. Kids can be beans. So deal with it. Oh boy. What's up with all these questions about dancing? Am I the asshole for wanting to dance with my mother on my wedding day? I don't want to read any more about dancing. Oh geez. Am I the asshole for allowing my wife to kick my mom out of our wedding over her hair? Probably. I'm going to find it very hard to agree with you here. I got married recently, and it was a great night. But I know it was a lot of stress for my wife leading up to it, as she wanted everything to be perfect. Side note, nothing is ever going to be perfect. So if you go into any kind of event with the idea that you want everything to be perfect, prepare to be disappointed. Nothing's perfect. You just have to roll with it. The day of, she told me she was very upset over my mom's hair. And it's something so superficial with that. Like, everybody knows how I feel about hair, obviously. So, like, no, this person's an asshole already. I'm already calling it, you're an asshole. Hair is so freaking superficial, dude. Like freaking dead skin cells. Get a grip. Over my mom's hair. My mom had, and I suck at describing it, but I'll try, her hair half up and half down. Okay. And the piece that was in the ponytail had pearls in it, and then some cascading down her hair. She told me she felt it was a bridal hairstyle and that pearls are a traditionally bridal thing. She felt it was inappropriate. No, dude, okay. You don't wear white clothing to a wedding. Pearls don't count. Like, somebody can feel free to disagree with me. Maybe it just has to do with personal opinion, but like, no, I'm sorry, you're the asshole. She felt it was inappropriate. To be totally honest, I have no idea about this stuff, but took her lead. I mean, good on you for being on your wife's side, but also bad on you for being on your wife's side because you're wrong. We confronted my mom and asked her to take it out. She refused and called my wife narcissistic. I'm kind of leaning on the mom's side here. My wife began to get emotional. Dude, you're asking to have a bad day. Like, if you're freaking worried about what kind of barrettes somebody has in their hair, you're not gonna have a good wedding. Like, you're determined, you are bound and determined for your wedding to be awful. I hate when people are so superficial about stuff. Eli commented, our wedding was literally in front of the closed courthouse. I was there, and we went to Jim's and had tortilla soup after. I love that. What mattered was that we were married, not what everyone's hair looked like. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I just knocked over this coffee. I'll clean that up in a second. In fact, everyone that came to our wedding was bald. Come to think of it, that is so true. I was, Christian was, I guess your dad was too. That's funny. That's super funny. Okay. Give me 2 seconds. I'm so sorry. I'm like not even done with this story. I knew there was not a chance in hell I was getting through this without this coffee spilling. We confronted my mom. My wife began to get emotional, which is kind of ridiculous. And he didn't say that, I did. And I asked what she wanted to do. She said she wanted her to take it out or leave. So I gave my mom that option. That is outlandish. She said it was way too much work to just take it out. Yeah, and it was probably a lot of work to put it in. You know what? Like, that's why I friggin' did away with hair, because it's just a pain in the ass. So, like, if your mom took time to put her hair up, no, I'm not going to take it down for you. Get friggin' Karen. Okay. She said it was way too much work to just take it out after an hour, and she would rather leave and go somewhere nice with her husband where she could keep it in. Yeah, absolutely. You go on a nice dinner date. She left with her husband muttering about us, and we got a lot of hate from a lot of people calling us assholes and selfish. Yeah, but my wife strongly feels that it was done on purpose. No. Your wife's ridiculous. Thank God. Top comment. You're the asshole. Bridezilla much? This is ridiculously controlling. Congrats on ruining a relationship over nothing. Mom's assessment of your wife as narcissistic is probably correct. It's 100% correct. Next comment. You're the asshole. An elaborate hairstyle for sure, but she wasn't wearing white or a bridal style dress. I see zero reason this would clash with the bride. Absolutely. You're the asshole, and so is wife, I'm afraid. I'm not afraid. It's just a hairstyle. It won't be noticed in pictures. If your mom was also wearing a wedding dress, then it would be understandable, but it was just her hair. Pearls aren't just bridal. And they're also the birthstone for June. That's kind of a good point. And popular amongst many people as they're beautiful. Jewelry doesn't count. Like, there's no bridal jewelry. Like, yes, faux pas wearing white to a wedding, like, people get that, understand. But jewelry doesn't count. I'm sorry, just no. And popular amongst people as they're beautiful. It sounds like your mom's hair was amazing and your wife was incredibly jealous. Yeah, if you're afraid your mother-in-law is going to outshine you at your wedding, you may, I don't know, maybe you need an extreme makeover or something. You're the asshole. Your poor mother, she probably just wanted to look pretty for your wedding and she got kicked out. Your wife shouldn't have threatened to kick her out and you should have defended your mother. Yeah, absolutely. This goes back to that whole, don't just stick by your partner because they're your partner. Tell them when they're wrong. It does not behoove you to make someone feel like they're right when they're not. I fully expect, and I would be disappointed in my husband if I was in the wrong and he didn't tell me that. Don't ever agree with someone who's in the wrong just because of their relationship to you. And that's where I'm going to call it because it's been way over an hour now. Thank you guys so much for chilling the heck out with me. I'm super glad y'all showed up. And yeah, fumbling the outro. Okay. Bye.